What's up, everybody? This is Jay, and this is episode 3 review for the Tiger King. Now, this episode focuses mostly on Carol Baskin. She was, at one time, Carol Lewis. That was her second husband. He came up missing. It's a lot of stuff going on. One thing I will give the producers of this show credit is that they did show every angle. They didn't just try to paint Joe as the worst. They showed everybody and all the angles, so you be the judge. Check it out. Now, episode 3, it kicks off and is mostly focused on Carol Baskin. And Joe Exotic and Carol Baskin basically got some type of feud going on between each other. They both going at each other's throats, okay? And in my opinion, they both are just as bad as far as exploiting the animals for profit. Anyway, Joe, he talks about how Carol got a missing husband. Carol Baskin has a missing husband, and that missing husband, you need to look into Don Lewis, all right? She used to be Carol Lewis, and pretty much thinks that her poo-poo don't stink, but all she has is tiger tracks, all right? Carol Baskin, I'm not giving up. She wants to fight, then she's going to get a fight, all right? That's what's going to happen, because I'm Joe Exotic and I do not play, all right? Pretty much, her story is really strange. She met the dude Don Lewis when she was 20 years old and he was 42, and she had a fight with her husband. They argued. She claimed she had to throw a potato to get away, and I don't know how that makes any sense. Nevertheless, they had an argument, and that's when Don Lewis met her that night, and he ended up asking her to come be with him. He needed somebody to talk to. One thing led to another, and they began to know each other in a biblical way. All right, they began to know each other in a biblical way. All right, and so next thing you know, by the time she was 24, she left her husband, her first husband, and was with Don. Now, she was already married with a kid, and he was already married with a kid, and they ended up both leaving their significant others to be with each other. Now, they say Don was a millionaire, all right, and he was real low-key. This wore his jeans and t-shirt, and but he always carried a $500 bill. All right, that he ain't play. But she was broke, trailer trash for the most part, and she had nothing. She said that she had to leave home at 15 because of different reasons of abuse or whatever the case, and ended up being married by 17. So, a lot of things happen sometimes. You never know. But unfortunately, she had a rough beginning, according to what she says. She had a diary where she wrote all kind of stuff and about him, and started painting the picture that he may have been losing his marbles. He loved animals. They started collecting in the early 90s. It was called Wildlife on Easy Street. And while they was there, that's when she began to feel bad about collecting the animals. All right. And he wanted to sell them, and she wanted to just keep them. And that's when they began to have a disagreements. And he pretty much was getting ready to leave her and set up an operation in Costa Rica, okay? And she didn't like that. And so all of a sudden, this man came up missing, and the police department did a half-ass job, half-ass investigation. And that's all she wrote, baby. And Carol Lewis, she got away with bloody murder. And this third episode, you guys be the judge. Did Carol Lewis kill her husband? Is he missing? Did she feed him to the tigers? Well, you watch this episode, and I'm gonna show you some things that'll put that right in your head, alright? Anyway, the Joe Exotic Tiger King story just continues to get more interesting. This focuses on Carol Lewis and her background, and you all check it out. Let me know what you think, and I'll catch you on the next episode. I'm Jay Exotic, and I'll catch you later. Peace. Well, there you have it. Now it's time for some real talk. And that's when I dive deep into the behind the scenes, my thoughts and feelings on, TV shows and movies. Now, what I do like about this is that it is showing white trash and their train wreck instead of always showing African American or Hispanic people in their train wreck, or basically showing them in their worst moments, whether it be cops or in jail or whatever the case. So it is good to see that they messy too, okay, and that they got issues. As far as Carol Baskin, she's the perfect example of the goody two shoes white woman that is outraged and is getting all the sympathy, when in actuality she could be the mastermind. When you look at this episode, you'll see nobody in Don Lewis' side believes anything she says. She's used the money as a weapon, which in this episode it shows how people with money can use that as a weapon to shut up people that they don't want to hear from. She's threatened to sue and do all kind of things, to the point where people that did want to speak out, they stopped. His ex-wife and his daughters, they were talking about they didn't believe this or that, and they did a hard copy and inside edition or something was getting ready to come, and she said, you better stop or I'ma sue. I got the money and you don't. And so she's used her money that she's inherited from him, the millions, to stop people from speaking out against her. And also it showed that she changed the will. She went in there and took the will and changed it. It was prepared by her, and she put in the will, in case I disappear. Like, most people don't plan on disappearing. Everybody know they're gonna die. Nobody know they're gonna just disappear unexpectedly, although she had that added in the will, which was very strange. Even the lawyer said that. So I mean, in overall, I think Carol Baskin has a lot of answering to do, and I don't think that Joe is just crazy talking when he says that she has something to do with her husband's disappearance. I mean, she has the most to gain. The producers, I will give them credit, they did do a good job of covering all the angles and letting you see the information laid out. So with the way they laid it out, she doesn't look good. Now, unfortunate for Joe that these guys aren't his lawyers, because I don't see how he ends up in jail with the situation that laid out the way it is. But he got set up, and I've already seen the whole show in its entirety, like I've said before, and I'm not going to spoil each episode in advance, but as I break it down, it's actually kind of messed up that he got set up, and it make it feel like, as black folks, we've seen this before many times, and it's just interesting to see that, damn, it happened to a white dude, but they treated him like black folk because he was white trash and he was country and gay, and he had all these other boxes to check, which allowed him to be marginalized. Had he had not been that way and been a straight, somewhat educated white male, I think that he would have probably prevailed in this situation with Carol Baskin, and maybe not had to lose all his money fighting her in court. They said at one point he spent maybe $240,000 or more in court battling her. That's a waste of money. And that she said with her husband that they have spent $1 million with all of their court cases put together. And in the end, that's money that could have been used between the two of them to do better things with the animals, with everything, than fight each other on this beef. And what it ended up happening is it was a lawsuit because he started using her name pretty much. Her name was Big Cat Rescue, and he named Big Cat Rescue Entertainment, and then got an address and all of the stuff in her area and zip code, just so when you Google it, Big Cat Rescue or anything, he comes up first. And that pissed her off, and that's what it was started from, and it just blew out of it from there. And it's just crazy how it ended up. But in the end, it's good to see that, hey, at least they ain't showing black folks and brown folks drama. They showing that white folks got drama and unnecessary beef too. And so, hey, that's my opinion. It's interesting to see. I'm Jay. That's my real talk. I hope y'all enjoyed this review. Hey, Carol Baskin is a bitch, alright? Jay Exotic do not appreciate any of this stuff that's going on. And Joe Exotic, he's one hell of a character, if you know what I mean. And it is a good, interesting TV show. Yeah, he may wear eyeliner, and he may be gay, and he may be gun-toting redneck, but it is interesting television. I will give him that. And I just want to say I'm Jay, and that's my real talk. I hope you enjoyed it. I want to thank everybody for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like, subscribe, bang that bell, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.
Watch it.
Please
Leave
a comment.
Hit
that like button.
and subscribe.
And
I'll see you
in
the next video.